Welcome to Van Life with Steve, and thank you for joining me for a visit to the Black Canyon of the Gunnison National Park located in western Colorado. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So the Black Canyon was established as a national monument by President Herbert Hoover in 1932 and then subsequently upgraded to national park status by President Clinton in 1999. It's one of the lesser visited national parks, seeing only approximately 300,000 annual visitors. Now the park is only open seasonally between the months of May and the end of October, and that's due to winter and the high elevation. Similar to Great Sand Dune, is the recreational activities here are a little bit more limited. It doesn't have all of the amenities as more well-known parks. And your cell service is going to be limited, not just within the park, but in the general area due to the remoteness of the location. I would suggest a half-day visit. That's really all you need to do the scenic drive, which is the signature feature of the park. My recommendation is Black Canyon Gunnison. It's nice, but it probably shouldn't be a national park. And it's really only for outdoors enthusiasts, climbing enthusiasts, and if you're completing the Grand Circle. But I enjoyed my trip, but it is a little bit more limited. I do want to briefly mention that I did try to go down East Portal Road, which is what you're seeing here, and it's a pretty steep road, 16% decline, and I got a little worried I was going to wear out my brakes even though I was using the engine braking, so I decided to turn back. But that's the road you go down to get river access, and maybe if I had a different vehicle or something I would try that, but I turned back. Anyway, so let's go ahead and let's get to the Scenic Overlooks. So the Black Canyon, as it's called, gets its name from very steepness of the canyon only allows sunlight to reach the canyon floor for about 30 minutes a day, and the rest of the time it's pretty much always in shadow, and the walls appear to be black from the shadows, and so that's why they call it the Black Canyon. And then of the Gunnison refers to the Gunnison River, which was named after John Williams Gunnison, who was a U.S. Army officer and explorer who was assigned to the U.S. Topographic Expedition, and he initially explored Florida actually, but he couldn't take the heat, and so he went elsewhere, eventually mapping out and surveying Colorado and into Utah, and he was actually ambushed and killed by Ute Indians in Utah in 1853, and there are some theories that Brigham Young might have been behind his ambush, but I don't think there's any proof of that. And so the Gunnison River was named in John Gunnison's honor, and several other places have been named after him, such as Gunnison, Colorado, the Gunnison National Forest, and so forth. That's how you get Black Canyon of the Gunnison. Here's our first look at the Gunnison River, which is a pretty powerful river. As the river moves through the canyon, it drops an average of 34 feet per mile compared to the Colorado River that drops 7.5 feet per mile through the Grand Canyon. And at the river's narrowest point within the canyon, it's only 40 feet wide. So the Black Canyon is roughly 2,000 feet deep, and the national park protects about 14 miles of the entire 48-mile length of the canyon. There in the distance is Land's End Peak, which is part of the West Elk Range of the Rocky Mountains. Also, if you're enjoying this content, I'd appreciate it so much if you'd please give me a like. Please subscribe if you want to see more videos. I went to 26 national parks, and I'm going to make videos on all of them, in addition to many other national monuments and cool state parks and stuff like that, so you don't want to miss those videos. If you've been to the Black Canyon and have a special story you would like to share, please do that in the comments below. And if you have any additional tips for visiting the Black Canyon of the Gunnison, I'd really like to hear those also, and please leave those in the comments below also. Thank you so much, and let's continue with the video. Now we've made it to the chasm view, and you may notice that the north, which is the side of the canyon we're looking at now, is quite a bit steeper than the south rim of the canyon. And you can visit the north side of the canyon. It's a little bit more difficult to get to, so it's not as visited as the south, similar to the Grand Canyon, but obviously at a much smaller scale. Chasm view has the shortest distance between the north and south rim. The rims are only apart by 1,100 feet at this lookout here. And you compare that to the width of the Grand Canyon at like 18 miles or something. It's a pretty big difference. And here we have the signature icon of the canyon, which is going to be the painted wall, which rises about 2,200 feet from the canyon floor. And this is an amazing lookout. I would recommend that, because the road basically ends in a dead end, that when you visit the park, you go to this lookout first and then continue to the end and then work your way back. And that way you'll kind of get ahead of the crowd, so to speak. And here are some more close-up views of the Gunnison River. One last thing, those striations, rock striations in the painted wall are called pegmatite. And we'll take one last look at the painted wall and then we'll head on out of the park. And with that, we're on to the next adventure. I want to thank you so much for joining me for this video. I appreciate you so much, and I will catch you in the next video. Thanks and take care. Bye.